Alright, foundation guide. Contained with the command necessary for the model of the design, both isolated to map foundation, foundation toolbar, foundation toolbar contained with the following commands. Option, open the design, option, dialog, catalog, open the pile type, catalog, pad column. Pad base column creates a pad base under the column. Strip base wall creates a strip base under the wall. Pile cap column creates a pile cap under the column. Design pad braces performs the design all pads in the model. Design pile caps perform the design isolated foundations as in the model. Minimum area creates a minimum area to map foundation on the selected column walls. Rectangular creates a rectangular map foundation selected with the column walls. Strip creates a strip map foundation. Area creates an area map foundation. Base creates a map foundation with an enclosed area that is defined by the grids. Column droplet creates a column drop with the adopts of the specified. Mat opening creates a mat opening which adopts with the specified. Mat overhang creates a mat overhang which adopts with the specified. Slab overhang, mat overhang properties. Mat split, the command is used for the split an existing mat. Mat join command is used for the join existing mat. Pile creates a single pile with adopted with a specified pile array. Creates a pile array which are adopted as specified. Create a pile property set. Design mats. Design check reinforcement in all mats within that inside the patches C. Design mats. Design patches. Design check slab reinforcement in all slab areas inside patches C. Perform patch design. Patch column. Create a column patch which adapts to the specified column patch property set. Patch beam, create a batch beam and adopt specify the creating beam patch property set. Patch wall, create a wall patch, adopt specify the create wall patch property set. Patch panel, on drop list, create panel pod, patch panel pod, adopt and specify the create panel patch property set. The design punching sphere shear performs a punching shear check. See perform punching shear checks. Add check, adding punching shear check around with a column and wall perimeter. Related topics, commands, and ribbon tools, foundation, option, pile type, catalog. In order to use the piles, you first step of the catalog pile type. How do we set a pile type catalog? Foundation catalog, pile catalog displayed. However, you can edit, and delete individual pile types. Add, enter pile type properties, pad, strip base, molding. Pad base is an isolated foundation supporting a single column. A strip base is an isolated foundation supporting a single wall. How do I create a pad base column, foundation pad base column properties display specified properties required. Typically place a pad base on a specified column. Click anywhere in the required column. Tekla structural design will add the pad base under the column to create with a multiple pad base window. Move the cursor one corner of the measuring box and couple of the columns on which you define the bases. Click and hold with the left mouse button. Drag with the diametrically opposite corner of the box. You'll see the rubber rectangle on the screen file with the mouse move with the help of the tree with the check area of the creating of the base. 4. Open once for the rubber rectangle encompasses for the creation of the relief. The mouse button with the Tekla structure that will create with the base under the columns which are totally within the rectangular. How do I create a strip base wall with a foundation strip base wall with a strip base wall property defined, specify with the properties required, play for the strip base onto the specific wall. Click anywhere required wall. Tekla structure will add with the strip base onto the wall to create multiple strips of the bases within the windowing. By windowing, move the cursor one corner of the measuring box which will encompass the walls under which we will define the base. Click and hold the left mouse button, drag diametrically opposite corner of the box. You'll see the rubber rectangle on the screen file with the mouse move with the help of the check with the area with the creating base. 4. And once the rubber rectangle encompasses the creation of the relief of the mouse button with the Tekla structural design will create the bases under the wall which are totally within the rubber rectangle. Pile cap map. Modeling pile cap is an isolated pile foundation supporting a single column. How do I create a pile cap? Before a pile cap can be placed, pile type catalog must contain at least one pile type. Click the foundation pile cap column. The pile cap column sets the display specified with the properties required to place the pile cap under the specific column. Click anywhere on the required column. Tekla structural design will add the pile cap under the column to create the multiple pile caps window with the move of the cursor one corner of the measuring box will encompass it with the columns under which you want to define the pile caps. Click and hold the left mouse button, drag with the diametrically opposite corner of the box. You'll see the rubber rectangle screen in the file with the mouse move with the help of the check with the area in which you are creating the base. One of the rubber rectangular encompasses the criteria to area of the release mouse button. The Tekla structural design will create with the pile caps. All columns will have the totally rubber rectangle. User define pile arrangement. Pile arrangement dialog is used to modify the pile arrangement in a pile cap. Required with the user defined arrangement can be specified, which can be particularly useful with the check with the pile cap while the pile positions on site do not exactly match original specified arrangement. Pile arrangement dialog box, user defined numbers, piles, pile type, principal direction, spacing, length, width, eccentric Y, eccentric X, reference X and inches and meters. OK, cancel, help, and delete fields. User define arrangement. When selected, you'll have the full control to define the pile configuration you require. When cleared, you'll number the pile, specify the range for the defined space of the pile cap length, with being determined accordingly. Number the pile standard arrangement. Select the number of the pile required for the drop item for the defined arrangement. The add button instead of the pile type its existing type of the catalog, creating a new pile. Principal direction pile cap aligned with the X and Y direction support underneath the column spacing the pile space and determining the arrangement that does not apply with the user defined arrangement. Length of the pile cap, width of the pile cap, the centroid with the Y over the pile cap, centroid with the column and it supports, eccentric X, the centroid X pile cap, the centroid with the column and it supports. Pile position table only editable view of the defined arrangements. The reference of the individual pile reference with the display with the accompanying diagram. X is centroid C, X for the pile centroid over the centroid over the pile cap, Y is centroid over the Y pile centroid over the centroid over the pile cap. Buttons adds a new pile to the pile position table. Deletes the pile currently highlighted on pile position table. How do I open a pile arrangement dialog box? Click the pile cap to the editor of the pile cap properties. Click pile arrangement and the button located to the right side of the pile arrangement property box. Pile arrangement dialog is displayed. OK, user defined pile arrangement. Select the pile cap to be edited to open the pile arrangement doc. Includes the user defined edit arrangement. If selected pile had auto design piles turned on, you will be prompted to turn it on or turn it off. But click yes to do this. Proceed. Specify the pile configuration is required. Preview the picture display arrangement as required. Click OK. Isolated foundation is designed. Before bases and pile caps can be the design you need to have to run an analysis to establish base design forces either by running an analysis static or by any of the design process, design concrete, design all. Once for the complete isolated foundation can be patched, designed with a toolbar to design individually, right click context menu grouping and then employ with the rationalized design produced. Alright, how to design and check all pads and strip bases in the model of the foundation design and pad bases. All pad and strip bases for the model are designed and checked automatically in accordance with the individual auto design settings. All active static RSA combinations considered. How to design check all piles caps in the model. Check the foundation design pile caps. All pile caps model design checked automatically in accordance with the individual auto design settings. All active static RSA combinations are considered. How do I check individual isolated foundation? Hover the cursor over the top of the foundation design and selecting the editing tooltip should appear with the necessary down arrow with the cursor key foundation type highlighted. Select the editing tooltip, right click with the context menu, check member. Result of the check is displayed with the dialog screen. How does it design an individual isolated position or foundation? Hover the cursor over the top of the foundation design and select any tooltip should appear with the necessary press down the arrow with the key with the foundation name highlighted. Select any tooltip, right click with the from the context menu with the design member. Result of the design is displayed on the dialog screen. Matte foundation modeling support with a multi-column wall with the ground bearing supported on piles or both the following different tools for creating a matte foundation provided minimum area created with the overhang polygon mat that minimizes the area of the required rectangular create the overhang rectangular mat, one of the two methods specified angle with a global axis, and a small rectangular area line with a global axis strip created with a constant width mat along the series of the points not restricted to being in the same line. The area of the creates the overhang polygon identified with the points out around its outline. Bay creates a mat no overhang clicking in the closed grid area. Pile creates an individual piles underneath the existing mats, and pile array creates an area of the piles underneath the existing mats. How to create a minimum area rectangular mat foundations minimum area or rectangular area of the foundation mats are specified with the properties required to create the mat in 3D view. Clicking on the first column wall to be supported. Clicking on the subsequent column walls required. Either click with the supported members, press enter to create the mat. To create the mat in 2D view, select the multiple walls, click and drag right to left, and comes to those walls under which you've defined the mat. Select the multiple columns, click and drag left from left to right, and comes to the columns under which you've defined the mat. Individual columns in the walls, you click at each of them individually. Click with the supported members and press enter to create the mat. How do I create the strip mat with a 2D view of the base level with a strip to be played? Click foundation strip. Foundation mat property set the display with the specify the strip the width of the other properties required. Pick the strip the start point, click the subsequent point for the defined strip that is required. Either click once again on the last point, press enter to create with the strip. How do I create an area mat with the foundation's area? Foundation mat property display specify the properties required. 2, 3, pick the construction point with the corner of the area. Pick the 4, complete a subsequent construction point with the remaining corner. 5, either click once again on the last point and press enter to create with the mat. How do I create a mat within the base? Click foundation foundation and bathe. The foundation mat properties are displayed. Specified properties is required. Select a bathe with the E of the clicking and enclose with a defined grid and by the dragging the area around the required. How to create a piled mat. Piled mat can be either a supported pile alone with a combination ground spring with a pile. With piles can either be placed in individually specific location with a mat and array with a equally spaced piles created. How I specify the pile matted ground bearing. Define the slab mat with existing mat with the creation methods. In the slab item properties, view the soil properties that have been applied with either with the ground bearing spring, with if the mat is supported on the piles alone. With the check below, check the support of the mat in combination ground spring pile. With how to place the individual pile on the mat foundation pile within 2D, 3D view. Click the slab mat in which the pile is to be placed. Identify with the inclined pile with the specify the pile direction pile properties window with the 2D, 3D view. Select the pile position. How to place a pile array in a mat foundation pile array. Select the pile array property define with the pile type spacing with the raking piles of the pile direction. You can graphically preview an array how with the cursor over the mat. Click the individual mat box around the multiple mats to apply pile array. The array is displayed when the mats have been selected. If you are required to continue, add further mats and selection, finishing selecting, clicking once more when one of the mats have already been selected. Select the reference point where the mat piles in the array to be laid out. Piles are placed in the mat. At this point, either press escape to finish for the command. Continue with the place of the same array of additional mats. How to specify pile direction. Inclined pile with the pile direction specified in the pile properties windows. Use only the following methods. To specify the direction of vector with any of the vector with the z value of the vector of the it must be on the negative number and ensure the highest point with a pile node will connect with the mat foundation. Enter the x component vector of or leave it as 0. Do not want the pile to slope in the global x direction. Enter y component vector if or leave it at 0. They don't want the pile to slope in the global y direction. Enter z component of the vector must be negative. So for the direction angular measurement, the direction can be entered within the wave of the pile is first position. The pile is either direction and only to be defined as vector, rotation, inclination, and azimuth. Pile properties window of the direction angle box, either the inclination of the pile with the vertical, the enter for the azimuth, horizontal angle measure closely with the global y, z, enter for the rotation of the pile's longitude axis, and the pile is checked for the axle capacity of the rotation angle have no effect for the pile check for the you can still view the variety how the movement and shear force value are shown. Mat design, punching patches, and punching shear. Since mat foundation, simply tap of the slab of the ones for the be created. Similar design process to be followed with create patches for the under the column of the beam of the wall and the panels. The required design mat panels are lies of the outside of the mats for the design. Pat is supported on piles of the design. Perform patch design, adding punching shearing checks. Punching shearing checks are placed under the column supported with the mat. Required design punching shear check. For the punching shear checks are performed design mats. Once any of the required patches have been played, you can determine the top of the bottom reinforcement requirement of the mats lay outside of the patch area with the bud cover the patch area with the exclude of the panel design. Patch should be placed before mats are designed. Before mats are designed with the have the running analysis established design moments, either running the analysis all static or by running any of the design process, design concrete, design all static RSA combination considered with the design process. How do I design check all the mats in the model? Check, click the foundation, click the design match, all match model with the design check that automatically in accordance with the individual auto design settings. How do I check all the mats in a single floor? Open a 2D view floor with the design, right click and check the slabs, all slab panel floor with the reinforcement regardless for the individual auto design settings. How to design all mats in a single floor? Open a 2D view floor, design, right click with the tree with the design mats, all mats floor, design post, intentionally picking them with a new reference regardless for the individual auto design setting. How do I check an individual mat? Hover the cursor over the top of the mat to be designed select any tooltip should appear with the necessary down arrow with the cursor key with the name and the mat name highlighted and select any tooltip right and click on the context menu check panel with the result of the text display with the dialog open on the screen. How to design an individual mat. Hover the cursor over the top of the mat to design select any tooltip should appear. 2 if necessary press the down arrow cursor key until the mat name is highlighted and select any tooltip right click with the context menu design panel with the result of the display with the dialog on screen. Alright, design review guide.